And as many of you may be aware, there are by-election. There is by-election, I mean, in Nima County. And today is the eve into that by-election. That is tomorrow when Nima County will be going to the pool to actually decide who becomes their leader, who replaces their godfather. And actually have been a 7 man horse or 7 person horse race. 7 candidates in the race actually setting up the agenda, their manifesto to the people of Nima County, telling them that you know what, we or me, I am the best person out of the 7 person actually elect me to replace your godfather, that is the late Senator Prince Johnson. And so me cross over to Conan first to do his own intro before we can start diving into that election process and other national issue as well. Conan, good evening, and as usual, welcome to the talking point.
Yeah, so Saras, let me say good evening to you
Okay.
and good evening to the peace loving people of Liberia. It is good to be back on the talking point where we provide all of those latest happenings from Liberia
Mhm.
to our people for them to be aware of the happenings in their country. So let me say to our people out there, it is good to be back with you this evening. So the only thing we expect of you is increase the volume of your radio, tell another person to come and sit beside you or
Mhm.
to tune into Blaze Radio. And those of you following online, just do us a favor, share the live video, whether on the YouTube Blaze Online TV, on the Facebook page Blaze Online TV as well. Just share the live video, and definitely you tell us where you are joining the broadcast from. We will definitely recognize you on the program tonight. So it's already it's good to be here, man.
Yes, actually, it's good to be here after a celebration over the weekend. I know you are enjoying your weekend. You have some fun time, other things, and you are back and strong. I can sense that from your voice and your appearance. I
Yeah,
can sense that
yes,
that the
I
weekend
was that
actually
one
was
time
good.
one life to live though.
Okay.
Yeah, so we just got to do our best and live it the best way we think we can live it. But
Okay.
so you know that one of the thing most people don't like money, and I'm one of those person.
Why you
Most
don't
people
like?
don't like
Why?
because of the too much work. You know,
Okay,
Monday
yes,
after
can
the
be a
weekend, you go
little
to
bit
come to
hectic.
the office, it can be really really busy.
That's why when you go home during the weekend, you've got to, free your mind, just some
Yeah.
stress free and other things. While Jesus Christ was racing yesterday, indeed, you yourself, you were enjoying yourself. So it's good to come back and then, have a workload here. But however, we are here. I mean, we expect some guests to be here this evening, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
so
told me they're on their way. Yeah.
okay, while we await those guests, I actually see how best we can update the public. And one of the on the international scene, the Cali Pope from the
Yeah.
Vatican today, actually, we heard the death news of the Pope. As you may be aware, he been sick for some time, and he been struggling with that illness. And today, his death were announced. He died at the age of 88 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's a sad news, especially for the Christian community, as in the Cali denominator nation,
Yeah.
yeah, Cali denominator, and those of our brother who worship with them as well. Man, you Liberia, when you talk about Christianity and other things, the Cali have a huge number.
Huge
The
number. Yeah.
parish as all around here, and they have so many people who go to the parish and sing, and it's a big blow. I think they're gonna be observing that, and let me use the media on behalf of the talking team to say our deepest condolences and to the Catholic people and the Christian community as large. We say we are so sorry. We know, as usual, people can say it is God who give.
Yeah.
He's the one who always take away. So definitely it is. But actually, man, the Pope was old man
Yeah.
because he actually passed
Yeah. Yeah.
the slow that God Himself say we should.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with additional 18 years.
18 years.
So I think he lived a life, and his ongoing actually should be a celebration for the
Yeah.
Christian community and the entire
And
world
yesterday,
as large.
yesterday, according to information, he was in service. He
Yes.
attended the mass,
Okay.
and he even blessed those who attended mass yesterday.
Okay.
So I think, yeah, he died they were missing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Especially those who were closer to him, they were missing. But I
Exactly. So,
think he lived a life and he died. Some would say the best way.
okay,
Yeah,
the best way. That's what other people believe. But he
yeah,
died on the Easter Monday.
yeah,
Yes, a day after Jesus Christ raised from the dead.
yeah.
Yes, actually, he died on that day, and so it's a pleasure. So now let's go to the next one. As you know, there are too many training issues.
Yeah.
We might not touch everything, but the long-awaited bit of
The
information will
most
be
talkable.
yes. That ruling will come after the by-election day in Nima County.
Yeah.
And you know, Nima County, the people of Nima County will be going to the pool tomorrow, as I said initially, to decide who replace the senator, that is, and the late Senator Prince White Johnson. And the people in Nima County tomorrow, Tuesday, the 22nd of April, have been set aside by the and by the Election Commission of Liberia, and to actually decide for the Nima County people to decide who replace the quote unquote godfather, the late senator, and the people going to be going to and the pool tomorrow to decide who becomes their leader. So it's one of the crucial. And you mind you, Nima County is the second vote-rich county in the Republic of Liberia, and according to the Electoral College, they are always decide with other counties decide the election results when it comes. Okay, they are
Actually.
they always, decide the election result when it comes to our presidential election for the past 3 to 4 election, 2005 election, the day so, the 2011 election, 2017, and 2023 election. So we got Aji on the line.
Yeah, actually,
Okay,
yes.
so that put him on to actually give her an update from Nima County.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hold on a minute and get Aji on to give her an update from Nima County. Good evening, Aji. Good evening. Okay, let's see what happened here. Can we get him on speaker? I think. On the talking point tonight, I'm really joining the conversation from Canton City where I entered about an hour ago. Okay. And I was following you, like you regularly said, Nima County being the second vote-rich county next to Monserrado. We'll be going to the pool tomorrow. Mm-hmm. On the 22nd of April to elect a senator that will replace the late Senator Johnson. As everyone listening will know about the history of Senator Johnson, how controversial he was. Unfortunately, the Cohen of death took him away sometime November of last year. Okay. And so Nebaris will be going to put tomorrow. And this election has become a very crucial election, and it has drawn the attention of the entire country, where you find key political actors now focusing on Nimba County. Mm-hmm. And people see the election in Nimba as a determinant factor to 2029 election, where every political party wants to show supremacy as to who wins Nimba. Okay. And so now the vice president, Jeremiah Kuhn, who now appears to be the political godfather of Nimba, wants to hold the ground and the respect as a political godfather as he perceived. Okay. And other political parties too, who are supporting other candidates, also want to make sure that the VP is being undermined, he's not being respected as a political godfather. Okay. So there's a serious talk show now as to whose muscle is strong politically as the host Nimba. But the interesting thing is that Nimba County has a total registered voter of 307,256 voters that are expected tomorrow to go to the pool. Mm-hmm. As of 2023 voter registration result, because you are aware that there is no additional registration that went on. There were replacement of cards. Those who lost their cards and damaged their cards were replaced. Exactly. But there were no additional cards done. Okay. And so tomorrow they'll be going to the pool. But on the contrary, there is this contention that is being raised in the county. Mm-hmm. As it relates to the next temporary workers. Yes, I was following that. Get more update surrounding that issue.
Initially, initially, NEC has trained workers, temporary workers that will be pool observers, that will serve as workers across the various precincts and polling places across the county, so as to augment the staffs of NEC to smooth the operation of the election work tomorrow.
Okay.
But unfortunately, after sitting for a 3 days training, you have NEC again downsizing all of those that were trained and bringing new people to take their place. So somebody will quote that at the dying minute, you'll be changing the reverend who is the key player and bringing and introducing a new reverend. So after wasting resources, training people, wasting their time for 3 consecutive days, you now downside and bring people. So this has sparked serious contention in Sanikole, in Seklepi, in a portion of Ganta. Citizens are expressing that this certification, some of which supposed to work tomorrow, are now alleging that because NEC has decided to bring their own people because they want to manipulate the process, so they will have their own people being deployed. And as we speak, at some part of the county, there are huge security present.
Okay.
Some people at district number 4, where obviously in previous election you have witnessed electoral violence and other places where ballot boxes have been thrown into rivers and they have been rerun in that portion of the county.
Okay.
There have been huge presence of security deployed in that area. So the election here, but Ganta currently where I am talking to you is camp. People are on their normal thing. Unlike where some elections you will see the city is packed on the eve of election, but here in Ganta tonight is cool. Everybody just moving about as though there's nothing about to happen.
Okay, so actually, I actually want to hold you to that issue about, temporary worker have been trained for 3 days and later on, was actually released of their post. What become of those new people that the NEC is bringing in? Are they conducting new training for them or they just going to go to the pool tomorrow and serve as election, observers and FO or what?
So this is where now people have the belief and they are alleging that NEC is planning something else because you cannot bring people you are bringing, you need to be trained. Tomorrow is the election. What is the possibility of NEC training people? You know that is impossible.
Okay.
So you cannot train people in 1 hour, in 30 minutes, in 20 minutes. Now tomorrow, as of 6 o'clock, people should be moving to the various polling places or precinct centers. As of 8 o'clock, the centers should be open.
Okay.
Where people will be in queue to be voting. So where is the time that NEC will be training people? So obviously NEC will not train people. So what they are now doing is that they will just bring those people and start to work. And so what becomes of their fate? Do they understand what they will be doing? Those are questions that the very community people are pondering about as to what becomes of their fate.
Now,
Where the temptation is from.
Achi,
Yeah.
let me say good evening to you. Uh,
Agree.
yeah, the issue that has to do with those people who were trained. What is NEC telling them or telling you people as journalists? What is the reason why they try to bring new group of people on board and silence the old people who went through the training?
It is reported that the election magistrate here has been clear that they cannot work with them on ground that they have people who are qualified to do the job, so they are not working with them. And so that's all they have told them for now. But NEC has now officially spoken to the media concerning that issue.
Yeah, but the election magistrate in Nima County is the direct representation of NEC. And
Sure.
if he is saying or she is saying to the temporary staff that we cannot work with y'all and we have people already trained, then I mean it's a different complication. I really want to know whether once you go through the training, definitely you become a NEC observer or there are other vetting process that can be done after the training process.
After the training process, automatically you'll be shortlisted. When you are shortlisted, you become a temporary staff of NEC because NEC has employed staffers.
Okay.
So those people who are hired during electionary times, they are temporary people because they are there to augment the efforts of NEC. So and they all play a very pivotal role in the electoral process.
Okay.
Yeah. So obviously, as mother, you have been trained, and when you are shortlisted, that means you are qualified to do the job. That's the procedure.
Okay. So let me cross over Conan. You got any other
Yes,
thing?
so actually, looking at the entire atmosphere with those people who were trained, how are you really looking at the atmosphere? Do you think the election period are going to be normal tomorrow, or are you sensing some kind of disturbance?
Well, we don't want to perceive what will happen except we wait for tomorrow. But obviously, people expect, and what every Liberian expect is that Nigerians go to a peaceful election tomorrow, and that the process is transparent as election supposed to be.
Okay.
Yeah, so actually, you observe the campaign process and other things. There are many people commending the people of Lima. Can you tell us the entire process during what you observed? Was it at least 90% peaceful where people, because in 2023 we saw, as you said, District 4 and other places, you saw election violence, you saw political party going after one another. Did you sense anything of such in doing this campaign process?
During the campaign process, there were multiples of electoral violence reported, like in District 4, in District 6. There were multiple of violence reported, but these things were being put under control.
Okay.
But information we are gathering of late is that there is a kind of alleged network shortage to be done tomorrow in Nimba County. We don't know what will be the cause as the process will be going tomorrow. We are gathering that there will be no network connectivities in Nimba.
Okay.
Yeah, those are information we have getting lately.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I think that's we ourselves getting
Yeah,
that
we got that
information
information.
from the
Yeah.
capital here too, that the LTA is trying to give a release that there will be internet shortage tomorrow, but we're still trying to verify to confirm that from the LTA anchor. So as it stands, there are political pundits who making no argument. I don't think we look forward to confirming that tomorrow, and let's see what happens. So if there is any other thing you got to say before we can leave you.
Well, we will continue to update you as the show goes on if there is any new happiness. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for speaking to our people this evening. Okay, that was the voice of Archie from Nima County. He following the
Yeah.
entire process there in Wakuda we have it on. We look forward to following up on the tomorrow process as well.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, by this time, we're going to be having some
Yeah.
election results from Nima County.
Absolutely,
And
we
we're
know
actually
that.
going to be in touch with Archie to do and that for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, while we sit here and update the
We also
public.
have Alexander Unikin is there as well.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we will actually do that tomorrow throughout the day and the evening hour. So let's do the last update from your end if you have anything or such before we can cross over to our guest this evening.
Yeah, so Sarah, today the president of the Republic of Liberia, he left the country.
Okay.
He traveled to Ghana for the 50th uh, anniversary of ECOWAS. So ECOWAS will be celebrating their 50th anniversary, and he's there. He went to grace the occasion head of states. They are meeting to discuss issues that relating to ECOWAS. So
Okay.
the president left today, and he is expected to be back in the coming days. Yeah, in the coming days.
So do you have any concern or then information about the three other countries that departed from ECOWAS in January, like the Burkina Faso, Mali, and other places?
Oh, really?
Since they are celebrating anniversary on tomorrow, do you have any information of such?
No, concerning that particular story, Saros, I really do not have any information of such
Okay.
to know if those people going to come back. If they will come back, I guess ECOWAS will announce it. But as things stand, I do not have any information relating to those countries who left ECOWAS returning. Yeah, no, I do
Yeah,
not
so
have anything to
I
say.
was just thinking whether they will form a part of the
Oh,
celebration tomorrow, but however, they are already giving a rating communication to ECOWAS saying that what, our people we will actually not be part of ECOWAS anymore. And so they say that in January through rating communication.
yeah,
But before we can move to the guests, let me do the update of the public on the last one that day after tomorrow, after the election in Nima County, which is Wednesday, the Supreme Court will be handing down the verdict on the bit of information.
yeah.
That is the most talked about
most talked about-
political crisis in the lower house.
Yeah.
The Supreme Court actually going to be deciding on the bit of information. And so, on that note, let me now cross over to our studio guest the evening who will actually be speaking to us. Not on politics because we're not even activate the line yet because Nima election people and start calling. Let's speak to our guest first. Afterward, we give you at least 30 minutes to make your own contribution here on some of the issue we'll be discussing here this evening. And so, good evening, my dear brother. Welcome to the talking point for the first time.
You please adding on the screen.
Okay, I think he's added though.
Wait, I switch it now.
Okay,
Yeah.
just give me a minute. Okay. Good evening and welcome to the talking point.
Yeah, good evening. I'm Sibu Kumar, President of the Labrador IT Student Union.
Yes, you okay?
Precisely, I'm Sibu M. Kumar, President of the Labrador IT Student Union.
Mm-hmm.
LASU for short. We got LISU and we got LASU.
Okay.
So, LASU is the Labrador Information Technology Student Union. We serve as the mother body of all ICT students
Okay.
in the Republic of Liberia and outside of Liberia. So Liberians that are reading computer sciences outside are also member of the Liberia IT Student Union.
Okay.
So we have students in Rwanda, we have students in Cyprus, Kenya, Tanzania, China, Uganda, and Liberia. So basically, we Liberian students that went outside to seek advanced studies.
Mm-hmm.
We also in connection with them, and we also have chapters. We call it chapters in all of the ICD universities. So Lesu came into establishment 2015 by Captain Willie B. Timmer at the time.
Okay.
Willie B. Timmer is the dream bearer of the institution, and
Go ahead. Go ahead.
so well, at the time Willie B. Timmer were a student of the United Mellon University UMU. So where he had a comrade of his, Fulestin P.
Okay.
Alicia K. Ajeke, which is a sister, Siafabi Menimasa, Chris, Jusu Keseri, uh, Courage Chiribo, and the list go on, Aaron, and the list go on. So this committee came together to establish this union where high city students will be under one umbrella rather than going head to scattering other men in the lower main teams.
Okay.
So it was all about uniting high city students for a specific goal that ICT students should be recognized into national progress in protections, and ICT students should also be providing solutions to the country rather than creating problems for the country. So we normally call ourselves problem solver because we create solutions. So we have created other systems for the government, previous administrations, like during my anytime, we were able to create the Quebo system that were used during the postal affair at the Ministry of Posts and Telecommunications.
Okay.
And during Joria regimes, we were able to create the statistics platform that were used through Enfields for the coronavirus.
Okay.
It came from our institutions. So it was doing for destiny administrations. And then we were able to advocate for ICD department at the Stanford University UL because you only had science and engineering. They didn't have ICD department.
Okay.
So it was through our advocacies that the government and through the World Bank saw it necessary to sponsor a state-alone IT department at the University of Liberia. And also the e-platform. So that's why sometimes we see comrades from the political background trying to criticize the e-platform. The e-platform have helped students in knowing the easier way to applying through their building process, doing their eye and job, and getting quick access to their grades, and bringing transparency into the process. That's the main thing of technology. Putting an end of corruptions and bringing transparency and accountability. So, like we usually say, if you have all of your degrees and you are not computer uh,
Literate?
literate, you still need to be educated,
Okay.
because you will get your PowerPoint. You'll be asking probably another person to
Okay.
come help you, and that's another disgrace for an educated person or degree holder. So that's why we incorporate every students, whether you are accounting students, whether you are engineering students, whether you are mathematics students, we incorporate every student. So we say STEMs, science, technology, engineering, mathematics into our activities. So we have trained a lot of students. Mosurado, we carry on the 17 Latour district trainings in Mosurado, where we went to Fender Public High Schools. Way beyond Fender, we went to Kerry Price Public High School. We specifically targeted the public high schools,
Okay.
because we understand that the private high schools are, most of them having to 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 be able to provide financial strength as it relates to the laboratory and other stuff.
Okay.
So that's why we attack the public high schools and we provide this training. Sometimes it baffles us that we go to this public high school, there is no befitting labyrinth. We are not talking about a computer lab first, but a library. There is no befitting library. So sometimes we do our basic carry computers, and then after we bring those computer bags to our office. And we also, so there are a lot of initiatives we have undertaken. And so purposely, basically, we will be talking about the Girls in ICD program today, where I'm the first elected official at the Library Information Technology Student Union, the first elected president. So on my leadership met 7 chapters. So as time go by, we this April make me 1 year
Okay.
in office. So as time go by, we're able to achieve and expand the chapters outside of Liberia. At first, it was only uh, within the
Liberia.
republic.
Okay.
So when I took office, I was able to expand it outside of Liberia. We had Kenya, we had Uganda, uh, Rwanda,
So as
China.
a stand now, how many chapters you get
So
worldwide?
as it stand now, worldwide, that's why I'm trying to kind of next to you. So we as it stand now, I was able to incorporate the Advantage University SDA, and we're able to add McGibby University, Baza University, Maryland County, Totman University, Maryland, there, and then we're able to add all of that exact country as well, like the diaspora. So
So out of the university you listing, like the Totman University, you talk about the Advantage, the McGill University. Those are schools or universities that have, department of computer that teaches computer at the diploma level or degree level.
Uh, so what we usually does is that we interact with schools that offer computer departments.
Okay.
So the computer department, it will be your special discipline. So at a diploma, at a degree level.
Okay.
So we also work in line with vocational institutions. Yes, so it's not like we just focus on university or degree level, but also work with high school students, encouraging them to get into this field of tech, and we also work with the vocational institutions, motivating that after the vocational education, you can also find support if you were opportune to have at the time of your graduation, we having a scholarship scheme. You can be part of it. So just under my leadership, I was able to provide 2 BSc degree scholarships,
Okay.
and then 4 masters to international.
So
So
I
by
wonder.
September, we'll
Okay.
be providing a huge volume of international scholarship to China,
Okay.
because we have our chapters in China. So the chapters that is in China, which is headed by Sangare, one Sangare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we the chapter is there. They were structure. They have their leadership structure. So we want to make a meaningful impact within our short term that we have at a leadership. So not just be about capacity building, but it's about students that drop out of school, financial difficulties, students that graduate from high schools but want to do IT and find it difficult to enter into the space. So for the channel opportunity is like you go, it's a fully funded scholarships.
Okay.
When we apply for you, the guys there will apply for you. You send your document through the referral channel, which
Okay.
is the Secretary General and I, or the Vice President. Udet Wilson Tottiman. She's a student of the Advanced University as well.
Okay.
She's a female. So when you send those documents, then we give it to our chapters in China. They will apply for you. When they are successful through the application process, it is a fully funded scholarships.
Who sponsored the scholarship?
It's the Chinese government.
Okay.
So for us, like what the Chinese government does, it bring it through the MOE. But for us, we are going to the source of the process.
Okay.
So when they apply for you and then you are successful into the process, you will be having accommodations, and then they will be giving you stipends from the Chinese government. The only thing you have to do is to pay attention to your studies.
So let's get this straight, because normally these bilateral scholarships come through the government of Liberia. And this scholarship you're talking about is coming from the, Chinese government. Is it coming through the Ministry of Education, or is it coming through your LINSU, the student RT?
So basically, when you have a lobbyisting leadership who
Okay.
is innovative, so when I took office, I was able to engage the unit appointed elected president at the Rwanda Students Associations in
Okay.
Rwanda.
Okay.
My first conversation with Combre was it is possible for Liberian students back home to have fully funded scholarship in Rwanda. The company was clear to me that company, although you are opening a chapter here, but it is not possible for Rwanda at this time to offer 100% scholarships.
Okay.
But there is a possibility that 50% will be there. And then looking at the environment, we don't want to come out because we want to make our name that let's offer scholarship, international scholarship. So no, we don't want people to go there tomorrow and then faced with difficulties. So that's why we were able to also ask Uganda, Zambia the same way. So it was the China chapter that was able to respond to us that yes, the president for the Liberia Student Union in China is Johnson.
Okay.
Yes. So Johnson was able to connect me with Usman Sangare at the Coronet. So Sangare, I will work. He just left from Liberia 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So we were able to structure, we provide everything, we make our keys, we provided all of our legitimate documents to them, our article incorporations, all of the necessary documents, notarized, everything. And then he was able to like, okay, Mr. President, we work into these directions, and there's student 100% scholarship year because China is a very big
So I'm
country.
not still getting the
So
point clear. Then I want to get this clear, because we see this kind of scholarship. Are you playing the middleman role, trying to lobby for your students in RT? So you do the application process on their behalf, and when they qualify, they have to go through the Ministry of Education
No,
and the
no,
Foreign
no.
Affairs, or automatically
No.
once they qualify, because that's
We
a
have-
bilateral scholarship.
we-
And about I understand that most of these bilateral scholarships come through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Ministry of Education.
Our scholarship that the scholarship scheme we are talking of now
Yeah.
have nothing to do with the Ministry of Education, so have nothing to do with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
But it's
That-
sponsored by the Chinese
that is
government.
sponsored by the Chinese government and that of the universities that will be accepting you. So it have nothing. It is all of the range of bilateral relationship between the Liberian government and the Chinese government. So if we are successful and your application was selected, right? You will firstly, all of your documents have already been in through the system, and
Okay.
you are accepted by the university through their scholarship committee, and then your document sent. So what you do is that they will send you the uh, required process to forward. So
Okay.
it'll be like you going to the Chinese embassy to book your your visa. Before reaching to the Chinese embassy, they will designate, Chinese embassy will designate you to the medical staff where they get the Chinese health practitioners. So you do your health certificate after that, and then you book your visa appointment, which will be $90, and then from there you get on with your ticket, and that's the process. So
Yeah,
it have nothing to do with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and that of the Ministry of Educations.
yeah. So let's spend more time around the scholarship because I think it's very very much important. We have lots of Liberians out there who want to get the
Ma-
clear understanding about this.
Exactly.
Now, say go first. Let me say welcome to the platform. It's been a while since we last met. Yeah, I think since last year.
Last year.
Yeah, last year. So let me say welcome. Uh, Concerning this issue with the scholarship. Now, the government of Liberia, let's say government of Liberia, is not informed. They are not aware of this scholarship because it's not under their jurisdiction, according to you. So, how was the negotiation carried out? Let's have an understanding about the
Okay.
negotiation.
So so I don't know. Okay, let me just read this very clear here, right?
Okay.
So we have, like, for other countries, like the Tanu, there are a lot of brothers from the ICT's field that left on the scholarships that went to China, and they were member of Lake Soup. So when I reached there, and I was in touch with them before my ascendancy to the presidency. So when I got in power, and then I was able to reach out to these brothers, how can it be possible for students to join you guys on a fully funded scholarships? So most of the brothers is like, let me just give you one of these things. One Most of the brothers is that they help other brothers, like scholarship agency.
Okay.
Yes, like Brother Hassan, they help people on scholarship agency. Is fully secure.
Okay.
So when you arrive, before everything you pay them, that's
Okay, they have
they
agency
have
that
agency
they
that's
running.
different. That all the Liberian students that in China, some of them are about to graduate, but they are taking process time. Like, okay, me to get up, me pack some cash, do different things. That's their own hustle. So, but for the converts that we are working with, they are the leadership of the Liberians readings in China,
Okay.
the People Republic of China.
Okay.
So it's just like the Liberian Students Association in China. That's how they call them. So the president is Johnson. And then Johnson was able to connect me with, they call him their parliamentarians. But then he will be graduating uh, by June or September.
Okay.
So he's the chairperson or the focal person for LESU in China. So when we talk, and then he said, "Well, President, what's the goal for LESU in China here?" I said the goal is that we want to help students with who have the sex to forward their educations and who are financially extreme at this moment. It is possible that we can secure a financial fully funded scholarship for them from the People Republic of China. And the brother was clear, President, it is possible. If it wasn't a delay from the leadership, our first batch should have left this gone March. Yeah, their applications should have been successful this gone March, and then take September, they should be leaving. So their application should have been done March, and then September they are going to be leaving.
So I think
So it is off the national government bilateral relationships.
okay.
It's just like you have a colleague in the specific university, and then know the activity of that university, and then know the process, and then you decide to help Congress to apply for them. And it is not only one university within the People Republic of China. There are multiple universities that Liberians that are reading computer sciences that are communicate with every night that are willing to help young Liberians with good GPAs to proceed into the space of tech and STEM educations.
So,
Yes, so
so
tell me, before somebody listening might have a concern, and I think you made your point very clear that this, because you have a leadership in China,
yeah,
Yeah.
they go there by connecting with the very university that has the scholarship, and at the end result, it connects Liberian students.
All us do it on a morning basis.
Yes,
But for
your team,
our team that
that
is set
means
up,
anybody who apply,
anybody
will
who
not have to pay
apply
a dime
to
to them.
us, you're not paying a rate dollar, you don't pay a rate dollar. The only money we paying is your applications for the visa and your
Okay.
medical expenses, your ticket. That's
Okay.
it.
So the accommodation,
Even they
your
go,
school
yeah,
fees,
even they
where they're
go,
going to reside,
everything the
is
Chinese
being
government
taken care
cover
of
it.
by
But you know,
China.
some Liberians, like, when they go somewhere and then probably they want to show up, like, oh, at the accommodation, I don't want to be here. Probably I don't want to eat this food, and then that's your own.
But these are
So
requirements, right?
these are requirements for everything. They tell you that you stay on their
It comes
campus.
with the
They
package.
come with the package.
Okay.
But you know, we certain Liberians, certain human beings like to do certain thing when they go somewhere. So what we thought of doing is that there will be a commitment that you sound to, your family will sound to it.
Okay.
If you go off that commitment, we are not responsible to take blame of anything.
So, Mr. President, do you have, since your team is based in there, do you have a list of university? For example, Cyrus want to apply for the scholarship, but perhaps want to do some background check to
yeah,
know whether you know this scholarship is real. Do you have a list of various universities in China that these students, when qualified, will be attending? Do you have any list, for example, maybe we got a University of Liberia, that the student who is applying through your process could be doing the application process through, your institution as well, doing some background check to know whether the university really exists or whether they're really offering scholarship. Do you have anything yourself?
Yeah, so uh that is on my computer. I will send it. So basically what we does is that when the process open,
Mhm.
all of the university that will be providing. So what it does is that university that will only be teaching English, they specify it.
Okay.
University that will be teaching in Chinese, it specify as well.
Okay.
So they will be doing it like they've gone down. We did apply for some students to the Turkish government scholarships, of which they brought through the bilateral stuff, but we were able to have Konrad, who is really his masters in Turkey, in Turkish to help us to apply for some students.
Okay.
So when the results come up, those students that will be successful, it is the grace and the blessings of their family will change, because you go in a country where you be paying for your situations, medical bill, accommodation, stopping everything. So my point here is this: I found it difficult in school with durations. So coming at the level where I've seen a golden opportunity, not for myself. I'm not thinking of individual. Mind you, I received a scholarship, two slots at the Stars University of Recent. I'm a student of Stars at the same time I'm a student of UMU.
Okay.
I could have placed in my name, but I decided to place in two extra students who approached me, one male and one female, all present. I've been out of school and I see their activity, I see their commitment
Okay.
to the tech environment. So these two guys, the lady and the guy, they are in stars now. So thanks to Latin that tongue. So there are other institutions, right? There are other institutions that come out to all to get in partnership with them. And then my first debate, my first platform in every conversation is that what the student stands to benefit.
Yeah, Mr. President, I still want to get this point clear. You say, I don't know what are the state because there are times we are seeing many the issue about Cyprus scholarship came here and we saw many of the young people being victimized about that kind of thing. Cyprus scholarship, they not understand 50% other thing, many of them went to, Cyprus and at the end result they came back regretting. I'm still asking, as the president, for example, you have the University of Liberia in China. And this year, they are offering three scholarships to international students, specifically Liberian students. You got Star University offering two slots. So, for example, the students themselves can sit right in their living room, search on those scholarships, know the requirement, and then they still look at your entity, saying you have a base and come through your institution to do the application process for them. Do you have those kind of system into place?
So, like, we did that during the Turkish scholarship process. We had our Secretary General and none of our innovation directors that were applying for people, including myself, were applying for people, right? And then, but for this China scholarships, right? It is the sole responsibility for the China chapters. Reason being is this: their application process is kind of bulky, so they have helped all us Congress, like the Liberian Association in China there. They
Okay.
have helped all us students. And there are Congress who doing it on a business mindset. But for these guys, their point is, Prezo, what's your target number of students before your leadership ends? You want to see in China. And I call that figure to them. They said, no problem. We'll do it in a batches, sequence, right? The other batch finish, and then the second batch. Same year, be there for your presidency is 2 years. So the first year, we'll be expecting this number of students to go. And then the second year, we'll be expecting this number of students to go. So unfortunately for us, my first year, I was unable to secure the first batch of students. So beginning of this September, the application process starts. So if you have anyone's within China that's into that stuff, beginning September, the application process start. So that's why we say beginning September we start to apply for students. We're not just applying for any students, right? We're applying for students who are committed to the institutions. We're applying for students who having to uh, have gotten into our database.
Okay.
We are applying for students who show interest into tech. So we want to make Liberia, when we saying that Liberia should be digitalized is not just by the document, but there should be certain pathway for the increasement of the tech mindset in Liberia. So that's why we're telling people that we will provide this opportunity by the grace of God, and it will come to reality because we have all of the feasibility studies, all of the risk management process to it, and they have given a green light. That's the reason why we are going that directions.
So, when I'm getting you, this entire scholarship, it is only exclusive to the member of LETSU. Am I correct?
Uh, Firstly, it is not only exclusive to the member of Lakesue, but we will give Lakesue member first preference.
Okay. So now, someone sitting to their home, they want for their child to be part of this process. What does it take for a child to say, okay, Lesu, please apply for me? What does it take for that child to pass through the entire application process?
Okay, so the application range from October to January. So we start from October this year to January. That's the application process range. So what it takes for that child who is not part of LESU, probably a high school graduate who has sat home for many years, the first thing is that get all of your documents set first.
What are the documents?
The document are your transcript, letter of recommendations, your diploma, your wire certificates,
Okay.
and then secondly your passport, and then thirdly your national identification cards, and then your medical certificate, which the Chinese will be responsible for that. The Chinese clinic or Chinese hospital will be responsible for
Okay.
that. But for your academic document, that's the transcript, letter of recommendations, wire certificate or wire certificate, and so forth from the academic
So
activity.
so when I check, bring all of those documents, they giving it to Letsu. Am I correct?
Yeah, you give her the soft copy
Give the
of
soft
that,
copy to you,
which
right?
you will convert to the PDF file.
Now,
And
then
with
you
this,
maybe you send it for the application process.
yes,
Is there any monetary value for the application process?
you add your email to it. So any message coming directly, there will be a two email. So often when we apply in it tells you add alternative emails.
Okay.
So your personal email, if you don't have email, will create it for you. That will be attached to your document. And then the alternative email will be the email of the person applying for you. So if there is any email sent, they will send it to the two-way streets.
So one coming
Yeah.
to you
So
and
one
one
coming to
coming to the
you, one
main
coming to the
applicant.
main applicant.
Okay.
So the main applicant will be reading everything, and you will not reply except the applicant tell you say do this and do XYZ.
Okay.
I think
So the
I think
reason
you're
we
not
are
getting my
doing that,
question.
the reason we are
So
doing
he's
that,
he's asking for monetary value.
Yeah,
He's
if there's
talking about
any
in terms
monetary
of
value,
money.
probably
the
for the
money.
application process, right? Maybe a student want to apply and they came to Lesu. Is there any monetary value for that person to pay? Probably to Lesu for people up there to help them in China to help
I
them
think he
for
can
on the
select.
process.
for the previous application that we did,
Okay.
we didn't attach any monetary value to it.
Okay.
But as time may go by, LASU is a non-profit institutions, and we are not part of national government budgets. But I will sincerely say, yeah, right? It's a policy statement. Any statement I made here today is a policy statement. We won't take anything from students to help them with the China international scholarship process from the emblem of LASU. It
So
will be a free
when it comes to
process.
China scholarship,
Yeah.
Lesu will not take anything.
Yeah,
But
anything.
it's possible in other scholarship, Lesu might ask.
We are discussing what we have on our table now. So
Okay.
the future will determine, but for now, we're discussing now.
So in nutshell, the only money that those students will be paying has to do with
Their
to get their passport, their
their
visa,
their
medical,
medicals from the
and
Chinese,
the plane ticket.
and their plane ticket. That's the only thing.
So that means all of what this person will spend, a dam is not coming to Lesu.
No. In level you now to say, person, I'm leaving this for the institution bank account. But we are not
A
asking you
goodwill gesture.
a
Yeah.
kind gesture
That
to
would
the
be
institutions.
goodwill offering and other
So
stuff.
it left for the individual, but for the application process, it will be a free
Let-
between LESU and the China.
Let's look at
chapters.
the admission because that person have to get admission from any of those universities. Is there any monetary value for admission?
No, no.
So that means the admission fee.
The
There's no
admission,
admission fee as well.
application process is a fully funded process. As long as anything is fully funded, you don't provide admission fees to that.
Okay.
The admissions letter come directly when you are selected. So it's like you say in your applications is in the form of raffle. Those that will be selected will be the ones that will receive the emails of successful applicants. And with that admissions letter that will be sent to you, that's why you attach your other document to send to the Chinese embassy that, oh, I've been selected for this, and then they will tell you that get your medical. After your medical, come for an interview.
So I mean, why is it that LAMSU want to do the application process for those students? Is it that you want to carry the glory in helping students, or if the student themselves want to do the application process for themselves, can you allow them do so? For example, you get a list of other university, and maybe you have a platform, you have a website where you publish, for example, this year by October, 4 university in China are going to be offering scholarship to RCT students, and you publish the name and link of those university, and the students themselves go there and just do the application process. Then you then trying to be the middleman.
Let me give you an example. Like I told you, others are doing it for business, right? There are 3 to 4 institutions or agencies that are approached me on this thing in China there.
Okay.
Yes. 3 to 4. I can show you evidence. 3 to 4 institutions that have approached me in China from China on this kind of thing. That Oprezo, we want you to, when the application process start, we will send the link, and then the number of students that will apply through our link, let's get our commissions, and then we get on the commissions. Student will be paying for that. I told them, no. Executive Oprezo, that will back the institution and say no. No. I then took I served Lesu from nowhere. I was nobody. And then Captain Willie B. Timber brought me into the institution where from ordinary person, I became a chapter chairpersons.
Okay.
From there, I became president in lights. So I passed through the channel of every struggle of Lesu. I've eaten cassava on the street from Stars University, working, carrying the divine brochures. We walk from LTA here going to ERW junctions where we came to visit other brothers, make our case for the students at the time. So we are part through struggle. We have struggle history within Lesu, right? So coming to comrades who, let me not give you this now. There are few comrades, right, who stay maintaining their exact GPA from their first semester to their current semesters. Because why? Some of them, their parents provide for them. Some of them, they still have to leave from classes and go do their local side hustle.
Okay.
Some of them can maintain their GPAs. So, looking at myself, that's the reason I'm doing it, because I don't want to think about myself. That's what I said, right? I could say, I could say that Lord, my secretary say, oh, let we just do this and then we get our benefit, we put it, like whatsoever, that's their business.
Yeah, but
We have.
the question I'm asking.
I'm just saying
you
something,
are
right?
waiting it doing this.
When they're doing it, it's
So
not on
you
a
can still-
showmanship.
You can still
No.
post that
No.
on your platform.
No, it's not on a showmanship.
Okay.
If I was in, because the reason I'm making this statement here, to this year is my 1 year in office. If not to say I was going to tell you on air that we provide 2 scholarship for BSc
Okay.
domestically, and then 4 for internationals. No one going to know. My secretary general and my press secretary, he said, President, we need to do publicity on these things. I said, no. When the appropriate time reaches, we'll make these things for the public to hear them. So it is not about showmanship, right? It is about the reality. It is about feeding the struggle of the masses. It's about feeding the struggle of the ordinary students. So if I attach these things to the public, there'll be a lot of students applying who don't understand the procedures. And some, come to think of this, some will apply and be successful, who will lead them into the process. So everything in life, there should be a guardians to it. So we are serving as the guardians. We are the mother ICT institutions. So if we not provide guidance for students that want to get into the tech space, who will provide guidance?
So I want to take you locally that China issue.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
more around it. But I actually want to know you have, you are dealing with students in RT. Do you have a specific database of students in RT in the Republic of Liberia before we can go international wide? And you have some, what are the process to be a part of your institution?
Okay, so as Lesu came in the establishment 2015, as I stated, October 25th. At the time, during Captain Wodibe Tima, we trained, as per Lesu, we provided over 5,000 trainings from 2015 to 2017. In a short period of time, provided over 5,000 trainings.
What do you mean when you talk about training?
So the training is like we train in business, Microsoft Word activities. We train you in business cybersecurity activity. We train you in business database, business. So we provide training networkings, business networking, advanced, intermediate, all of these things. So we have students that have graduated, and we also have students that are waiting to give back to the society. So for like this program, we are coming to organize the 24th of April, which is the International Girls in ICT Day program. That program will be specifically for high school girls. So like last year, we celebrated at Blue Crest University. So high school girls. I mean, your university females at the time. But for this year, we decided to go to the high schools and vocational girls.
Mr. President, I don't think you're getting my question. From what I'm understanding, where I sit, is that your institution is dealing with people who are express interest into ICT. For example, already in university pursuing degree in computer
Sure.
or probably in some vocational school. So my question is, do you have a database? Do you have registered member? For example, you have 10% registered with your
Yeah,
institution.
yeah.
Yes,
We have
that's not
database
what I'm
that
asking about.
yeah, we have database of which from domestically, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
so from 2015 October to present, we have about 5,000 plus.
5,000 plus.
Yes,
Okay.
5,000 plus registered members because it was the last time we ever uh, opened up the process for applications for membership application. It was 2017.
Okay.
So 2018, 2019, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, about 8 years we haven't opened membership form yet. So
Right.
this year we'll be opening a membership form that it will be directly digital. Like Flex, we at the time the previous leadership were giving all hard copies.
But why between 8 years? From
So the
2015, you are
reason
not
8 years
yes.
is this: the previous leadership during our time, where I served as all chapter chairpersons, our database administrator at the time traveled one Christians.
Okay.
So getting it on the data, bringing it back, and everything compiling it now from that period of time. So that's why I'm saying
So between 8 years,
between 8 years,
your administrator travel.
between 8 years, within that 8 years period of time, before that 8 years, we have 5,000.
Exactly. But
So
in 8 years time, you
within
are
that
not
eight
accepting new
years
people.
time, within that 8 years time, we have issues. We have issues where the then president Joseph Koyon, which was a lady at the time, she had her own database. One of the problems that we're trying to solve here is this, and I think that it is in the DNA of all Liberians. We should change that. For instance, if you're serving these institutions, when you leave in, learn how to leave document behind. It's not your personal property. So that's why my administrations we are currently working on the database or this website that you will not have to apply through a sheet again. We're going digital. So that if you apply have API 16 attached to it, you don't have to pay through physical stuff again. No.
Okay.
Everything will be done online. So automatically we know the total number of members that we have. But the members of students that are reading computer sciences in Liberia for the past 10 years is more than 1.5 students. 1.5 million students
On the estimate level.
on an
because
estimate
you-
level.
okay.
Yeah,
I'm
so-
discussing
So-
now only lecture. I'm discussing
Yeah.
ICT University in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, the confusing part about it is that we are discussing ICT. A computer students,
Yeah.
we should be going digital.
Yeah.
But then you're complaining that we have a problem with
The-
Liberian
the
leaders
prob-
and people when
the-
people leaving, they leave with documents.
If-
In the
if-
first place,
if-
I'm coming.
Yeah.
We get out of the time. Going digital, especially for those of you into the ICT program, should actually, be able to open the mind of other profession that people will be able to go digital. But if you are complaining that people, you're not getting access of your document because you still going manual, That, for example, if this president leave to and today, the next president come, they will have to begin from scratch because you will actually carry your document if you want to be service. Then it become a problem.
That's the reason why I'm trying to change the dynamics at Lesu.
So you're trying to synchronize the system.
I'm trying to make the system go digital at once.
Okay.
So, like for instance, now, right? The website we are talking of, it will not only be focused on Lesu members, it will be focused on high school students that want a have e-library attached to it.
Okay.
So it'll be a broader stuff. For instance, if we offer a certificate to you and you want to verify that that certificate is within our database, there will be a verification portions of it
Okay.
where someone will not go to watch you and create any certificate with any series number and then places it like this to give me the certificate.
Okay.
So we'll have that high level of security attached to it. That's the reasons. And then now we don't just want to give a membership. If I just membership form, right? I can tell you that Stars alone has close to 3,000 students that are waiting to fill in list membership form now. I visited Europe of lately. Students is calling for it. But I told them that we are going digital. So please be patient with us. Our site is about 80% completed. So there's not something like we just want to just create it and just leave it. No. If I'm turning power over every belonging of the institutions, whether the password, what, as long you are pronounced president elect, I will come to you and then change these things, give it to you. And with the document attaching them that if you are about to leave, you should give it to the next person. Because the previous president, right, come with it be by handing over documents to Comrade Fudestin P,
Okay.
and it will surprise you. I know that they are following and pay then turn over document to Josephine Cognon, which was the first female president.
Okay.
And then Josephine Cognon left when I came in as the first elected president.
Okay.
So all of them were ascendancy clause.
Okay.
So sometimes when I ask them regarding about certain documents, they will say, "Oh, I don't have this document. I don't have this document." So what I do is that I just leave. What I do is that I do tell it, and you got the secretary general do a communication, send it to them, and have a CC copy, so that tomorrow, if these people want to come out in public to tarnish your character, you show that as evidence. Say, I ask you for certain document and you refuse to give it. That's why we have to go this train.
Yeah, Mr. President, I know we've talked other issues, right? But I want us to you talking about the issue of ladies or women in tech. Yeah, I want you to tell us what is it about? How does it work?
Okay, so you have these organizations called ITU. Have you heard ITU?
No.
Okay, ITU is a International Telecommunications Union. So it's all about technology, right? So it is the technology governing body based in Switzerland, Europe. So they come together and then pay this specific day that girls will be able to celebrate and encourage them into ICT.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how come the day was established. So every year we celebrate that day for females.
So this year, when will it be celebrated?
It will be
And
celebrated April 24th, Thursday. So every fourth Thursday in April is celebrated globally. So it's not only in Liberia. So the Liberian government will celebrate theirs within their own capacity under the Ministry of Posts and Telecommunications, of which I'm not in the capacity to talk on their program, but I'm here to talk on behalf of the Liberia IT Student Union.
Okay.
Our program, the Girls in ICT Day celebrations, will be at the Stars University, where we'll be bringing females who have graduated, who are making meaningful impact
Okay.
into the larger society in the tech spectrums to come back and then provide mentorship and trainings to young females and to also you also use that medium to encourage females to take advantage in tech, because the tech space in Liberia is male dominant space now. So we are using that occasion. That occasion is usually used to encourage more females to get into the space.
So, looking at the program being held on the 24th, how many present participants are you expecting, especially when it comes to the female?
So basically, for our data we send communication out to about 19 schools, because the program is in single belt at Stars University. So we can send for school CWA West Central Town. No.
Right.
So because like I said, we are not government budgeted
But
institutions.
you decentralize the
So with
program. So
this,
you try,
well,
you
that's what
try,
I'm saying. To say I'm trying to do is this, right?
okay.
Okay, because we know that schools, parents will always say that, students, what's the transportation's fare, was this. So
Okay.
we are dealing with school within that terrain.
Okay.
So, like for schools, SDA around 12 streets, of which they accepted our communications,
Okay.
and they will be sending 10 students. So, we have JJ Bauer, which will be sending 10 students as well. Hewu Missions will be sending 10 students as well. Lee Mader, 22nd Streets, Vamoma, will be sending 10 students as well. Upper Study Foundations, right to Vamoma there, will be sending 10 students. Aim for Fana will be sending 10 students as well. The Labua Islamic Unity Foundation's High School, Fish Market, will be sending 10 students, and that of the George E. Seaman High School from Barapade Ground will be sending 10 students, and then the Lutherans High School in the same Barapade Ground will be sending 10 students, and then there is a school called God of Mercies around the Vamoma, the Rototown belt.
Okay.
We'll be sending another 10 students. And we're also inviting other institutions like the Initiative for Youth Empowerment and Economics Development, which is the Vic Jones, Sister Vic Jones is the CEO.
Okay.
And then the Book Before Boys,
Okay.
will also send in communications so that they will be sending members of the institution to come, and then it's training free, no finance attached to it. So come, get basic knowledge in database, programming, cybersecurity. Uh, so it's just for networking and other stuff. So that within that few discipline that you'll be taught with the basis, a level you now say, okay, yes, I have interest in this, and then seeing your fellow colleagues or female mentoring you. You also encourage other females.
So that particular day, as you said, you just listed the number of schools. That is your targeted audience.
Because
That means schools within Central Monrovia, Painesville, and the Bourgeois Island are not included. Because based on your budget and other stuff, you are not decentralizing the program. So I was thinking like the way you listed these schools within the single belt and it environs. I thought you're gonna have some of the program being organized in Painesville too, for example, where schools around Painesville will also come and acquire some of the knowledge because there are so many girls. Painesville have 5 electoral districts.
like
It is the biggest city,
I'm not
and you are living in. What
I'm not-
happened to
I'm
the
not-
Painesville girls?
I'm not trying to be biased or trying to be someone who is just focused on single, right?
Okay.
We provided training for Central Time School. Uh, uh, if I make a mistake, around February or January, something like that.
Okay.
Which was Muslim Congress, CWA, Salafia, other schools around Central Town, there, AGN, other places, right? So we are moving in our regions. So we are done with Central Town Region 1 for our first phase of trainings.
Okay.
Our second phase of training is within Region 2, which is single belt. Our third phase of training will be Region 3, which is Spinsville. And then the Amagachi and Somalia belt will be our fourth phase. So by June or July, we'll be leaving Moravia to go to Bon counties.
Okay.
So Bon counties, Magibi and Basso. Then after that, we come back to Monrovia before we hit Lofa, Maryland, and then Nima counties.
Okay.
Yeah. So Sekou, the last
And all
time.
of these things can only be done through support of the government and other allies into the
But you are
ICT
not for
space.
profit,
So we are not.
institution, so stop
So
calling the
That's why.
government.
so
That's where I'm
no.
coming, right?
So like before the previous administrations at the LTA, because LTA have this social corporate responsibility. Every government big entity have social corporate responsibility. So we talked at the time where we had Avin Brown,
Okay.
Commissioner Avin Brown, which he was allied to our institutions and provided support to us. And then the current commissioner doing Jawia Regine, which was Zakba,
Okay.
Madam Zakba, she also provided support to our then president,
Okay.
Josephine Konyon. So I don't know, sometimes it's kind of when I shoot communications, you kind of be like, but we're hoping that the current leadership of LTA look into our directions because we have seen communications and we're engaged in. Uh, we're engaged in every means necessary for them to look into the tech students' directions.
So
Yeah.
beside the LTA,
So we have sent communication. Usually work with RB Bank. We are sending communication to RB Bank, and we're looking at their response. And we have sent communication to the United Nations Development Program
Okay.
(UNDP), and also to Central Bank. And so there are people that we know into the spaces. C Square, where we send communication, but they say that they are not willing to support us at this moment because they have their own program that will be executed in Cape Mount.
okay.
The C Square and that of the Ministry of Posts and Telecommunications will be celebrating the KSN ICT Day in Cape Mount.
Yeah, so I'm not really basing on the celebration, but as a institution. Besides, I know their past leader before yours.
Yeah,
And there were lists of people they deal with.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, the LTA and the past leadership, there with LTA. Beside the LTA, government uncle, there are other probably punk dog and other people.
yeah,
That you could target to
Yeah.
get funding from. Is there anything of such in your system that your past leadership were working with that you could strengthen at this point in time to get some funding for them?
like the Mutama Tech. Yeah, we working along with them. We send them communications.
Okay.
And we have been there working on their response. And then we also Sahara Tech Solutions, and also so we send there are a lot of communications being sent out to people, businesses, because we deal with educators and businesses more than governments.
Okay.
Because we want to kind of they are the main backbone of our activities.
Okay.
Because the end users give more taxes to them, and the end users make more use out of their systems and their activities. So that's why we pay more attention to the businesses and the educators.
So, Sekou, this is the question I'm going to ask you. We in Liberia, we have, for instance, the Federation of Liberian Youth.
Yeah.
We have Linsu and other Manoriwa youth, other youth groups. But looking at Litsu, like you've been saying, have a very huge potential being one of the biggest youth and student grouping in the country. Have you really been engaging with national government concerning probably being a place in the budget? Because I don't think of government investing into the tech world should be something that they should be thinking on right now, because the whole world is moving and we are moving into the tech space. So what have you really been doing to engage government, and what are they telling you?
So firstly, like I don't know what I can recall. Last year around July, the president had the youth dialogue at the ministerial complex. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were part of that youth dialogue, of which I represented my institutions along with my secretary general. So our case were everybody was speaking every different thing regarding about entrepreneurship, but then there was no tech conversations. So that's how come we told the president that, oh, we need a tech youthful person responsible for the tech activities at the office of the president. And we also talked to the presidential,
Press secretary.
not press secretary, what's the name? Sylvester?
Okay, the presidential. He's the Minister of State for
Yeah, Minister
Presidential
of State for
Affairs,
Presidential
Sylvester
Affairs,
Grisby. Yeah,
Sylvester Grace,
yeah.
of which we submitted some document to him regarding that tech students should be incorporated into government should establish a national youth council. So that how come we saw the National Youth Council. Well, but it was baffling to us that we didn't see within the National Youth Council. If you check it out, there is non-tech persons or tech institutions. So we were in the meeting, we make that in the dialogue, we make our recommendations that government should look into the direction of tech. And within that conversation, the president spoke highly of tech. It was that same day the president had this online conversation with Elon Musk. Yeah, the war we just made. It was that scene then he had that online conversation with either. And then so when we made that conversation, that argument, and then say yes, we will see into the direction how we can establish the youth. And yeah, so that's how come they did that process with few other recommendation of few other companies. But then surprisingly to us that since we didn't see our institution is surfacing, so it was kind of shocking to us why. And then we reached out to few other big brothers in the confine of the president's space.
Okay.
And then we reached the argument to them. They saying that, oh, probably that's the institution they want to work with. And other thing is that the political people always pay attention to the political directions and forget about the innovation directions. So, but for now, we have on our bucket list. We are waiting for the senatorial campaign to finish in NIMA. We currently hoping that because we are booked an appointment with the vice president, and then his COS tour Edwin say that after they are returned from NIMA, we will meet with the vice president, and we'll also try on meeting with the Senate, the head for telecommunications, Senator Francis Dopo.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the chair on telecommunications at the level of the Senate, and also the head on telecommunication at Lower Horse, Avins Jones, Representative Avins Jones from Margibi counties. So we want to. That's one of our point here is that we want for within our time at the leadership here in Lesu, we should be able to be recognized by national government, and we should be able to get into national budget. With that, the next leadership feature that can be one of our
You
group
want to
before-
be subsidized? You want to get in the national
Yes.
budget?
Yeah, so
Okay.
so
but
before
there are other people who are being subsidized.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then
you got
they-
fly,
they-
you
we-
got fly.
They have
yeah,
fly,
yeah.
they have fly, they have Lesu,
I
they
saw.
have the Mano River Union. They are not making any differences into the student community more than
You
us.
really want to get us into trouble?
No, seriously, because it's not politics, right? We are not into politics.
No, not
We are
politics.
text.
You are saying
But
they are not. Those
I'm
some
telling you,
differences. So
I'm
probably
telling you
they will come
something.
to
No,
start some of the reasons.
we are up for that conversations
Okay.
because I will tell you that most of these young guys. Do you know that we were the one that created the online TV for the Labor National Student Union during Mohammed Gandhi administrations?
But you are into tech. They can
Now I'm
hire
telling you, I'm
expertise.
asking you, do you know that?
That could not be
Okay,
anything
wait.
major, though.
1, 2. Do you know that we created a website calling these guys to just pay for the host in the domain? The man is saying that 250 is too much.
Okay.
So, but there are money. How we be receiving close to 200,000 at a time? And he said that little of knowledge is too much. So there are other technological activities that we solve for them. And of recent, when the president made that youthful appointment, right? that youth council stuff. We were called a pawn to serve in as the technical team there again. So I told them, I say, within the entire TOR, there is nothing related to tech. How will you call me to serve on this board as tech savage, but then there is nothing relating here to technology?
You could define your own role.
So
That's what
now what they say, what the chairperson said is this: it is the TOR given to us from the Ministry of State that this is what we should work with. I said no. If that's the case, we you don't expect us to perform, because we not just want to just be on the table and then you caring or you making decisions when the tech student are not making decisions.
Okay.
So it's the first time for the Liberia National Student Union to incorporate. I must say, Washington is doing extremely well at the Liberia National Student Union to incorporate all tech institutions into their BJ pageants.
Now the same group you said didn't do anything. Anyway,
No, I'm saying that.
Yeah.
So there
Yeah,
are different.
so-
There are different things.
Lesu
Yeah,
and
so-
Flana.
While Lesu is different, Fly is different.
Yeah, so
Okay.
yeah,
So for Fly, I can show you kind of conversation between I am Beninka, other people,
Okay.
asking them to work with us so that there is no way in the Republic of Liberia you tell us that you serve as the umbrella for youth. What are students or what? They are youth. So just doing things as great. Let's. There is no tech programs.
okay, Sekou, don't go. I don't want you to
Sekou
go that far.
So
right?
actually, if we are just coming away, this is Talking Point. We're here with Sekou Kamara. Sekou, what gonna be? Sekou RBN.
Just say we M Kamara.
Yes,
Yes,
Sekou
yeah.
M Kamara could be much better for me.
Because that's
Yes,
that's
sir,
our
sir.
platform.
Tech me.
So before we go to the full, I want to ask, because the last time Sekou and I we had a conversation on the radio.
Okay.
He talked something about their office space.
Yes, yes.
How is the issue of Lesu office now?
For now, we are squatty. So we are still like for what I said, right? When I took over, we had to restructure the board of the advisory board, getting people of tech mindset to come back. So we are in a reawakening process of Lesu under my leaderships. So, but that's one of our target and that's our goals, right? So we stay at Madonna and Kerry Streets for some purpose. We won't call the building that we are using currently.
So
Right.
in case I want to,
If someone want to
office.
meet our office at Madonna and Kerry Street, I can give my number and the Secretary General number. You can call and you'll be able to access us. Right?
So how would the person access you? Because you can call, you can
The
give
building
perfect
we are
direction
using
on this radio.
The building we are using is on the media platform. I can give description of that.
Wow.
Because
It's not well situated or what?
it's not well situated.
Okay, so that means anybody that want to locate your office need to actually call you.
That means they will not come to the office.
No,
Actually,
you
you'll
get to
meet
the
on
office. Even you don't go to the office, you get to the office, but you're the media.
But you could actually
No,
do something.
come here. I
I
know what I'm talking. When you reach to that particular space we are talking of, he asks of Indian Lesu. So he say Lesu,
Uh-huh.
it will take you to our directions.
Okay, but since you say don't want to, but I think if you're in the place not conducive,
Come
right? And if you talk
No,
about
he's
it,
saying it's
probably
not
someone
well
might.
situated. Or he's not talking
Okay,
about the
dude.
conduciveness.
It's not well situated for
That's what
me
it
to pronounce it on this.
No
airway
problem, no
platform.
problem.
Okay,
no
so
problem.
I think the
we
problem
go
we
back.
just 16 minutes to go. Let's just use
Yeah.
that dedicate 10 minutes to the public
Yeah.
to make that contribution here. The talking point here this evening, we are here with Sekou. He's the president of Lesu. Lesu.
Lesu,
Yeah.
yeah.
Liberia.
Lesu.
Liberia what?
Liberia IT Student
Yes,
Union.
union, right? Liberia Artist Student Union. You actually here discussing some of the work they've been doing and the upcoming scholarship October. You can utilize that. There are more information I will be providing. Also talking about the upcoming celebration of Girls Intact.
Yeah, gets
You
in
know,
there.
especially for those of you in Cinco Bell. those schools he listed. And not actually for everybody because they are constrained and they not want to invite everybody at the end result. You go there and start crying your
But
expectations.
there's a open invitations. There's a open invitations. If you have students from the Pinsway Belt, you can make your way to Stars University, the new campus, Barros Practice Ground by 10 Thursday,
Okay.
Okay.
The
Yes.
24th.
the
So
24th.
0777907 0777907 is the number to call and make your contribution here. We're not discussing how your name are politics and other things. We're just passing back. So you can call and actually speak to our guest the evening, ask all of the hard questions, and he's going to answer them, raise the concern you got, and you're actually going to answer them. 0777907
Yeah,
0777907
somebody saying what's
it's the
us?
numbers to
I'm
call.
saying.
Let's just take the call first.
Yeah,
We'll
take
read
that,
those
yeah.
comments.
Yeah, yeah.
Good evening. Good evening. I got some issue with this something today, man. Good evening. Okay.
You don't think I found the yeah?
No. Good evening. What is your name and where are you joining us from?
My name is Matthew Kafia. I'm calling you from BSW Diamond Creek.
Let's hear you, Matthew.
Yeah. I know that it's going to bring a lot of energy to the discussion, but Tego has not been fair to himself. Tego, be fair to this, if you inviting single people, if are single people inviting single people to be part of the program, they're only single people.
Okay. I think make your point before you hang up.
What's his name? Matthew.
Yeah, Matthew from Diamond Creek.
Matthew, I don't know whether he's still listening to the radio.
So you don't think we should take the call, right?
Okay.
Yes,
then
take
just-
out of the
let's
call
just
and
focus
then
on
do
the
the
call, yeah.
response. 077907907 077907907 is the numbers to call. And for those of you watching us on the YouTube channel or the Facebook page, just keep sharing and leave a comment, and we're actually going to do due diligence here this evening to read them out after the call session. And so keep placing your call to 077907907. We are discussing youth matters here. We're discussing our city. We're discussing young people. We need to go digital, Liberia. We are in a modern age, though.
Yeah.
Yes, the war actually, involving, and we have to graduate from the manual thing. Somebody got to go to high school, graduate from high school, you go to university, get your first degree. There are some that even get their, master's, doctor degree and not have a computer knowledge.
Yeah.
Can you imagine in this 21st century? And so those of you who into tech need to really do more, need to raise the awareness, need to create the avenue to make sure
But
that these people, get
that's why we
involved in the
tell.
tech.
That's why we did an article calling on the Ministry of Education that they should integrate ICT STEMs education into high school educational curriculums.
Okay.
So with that, it happens in Ghana, Sierra Leone, Gambia, other countries around the ECOWAS region. They have integrated ICT and STEMs educations into the national educational curriculums.
Okay.
So why is it Liberia can't do that?
Yeah, it's not it's not just about writing an article. It's about making some follow-up, making sure and
so now we did that, and I keep hearing this going down. Had a meeting with the guy responsible for the curriculum activities at the MOE.
Okay.
So they said that they're looking into it. Okay. And for me, my leadership style is I like to engage the diplomatic way forward before coming to the radical approach.
Okay. So you the radical means you protest as well?
So we have led protests, and we will not be afraid to lead another protest when it comes to our
give a little background
about
the protest you held. What as a RCT students, why you really was getting involved in the protest?
There was a program at the time where there was a few graduate students from this specific university, and this university told these students, about 10 different students, that before you graduate, you should do your Microsoft certificates.
Okay.
online. That was their first curriculum. That was their first handbook that came up. But then later on, they revised it, saying that you should do the test under the institution emblems, right?
Okay.
So people that entered the university earlier, they did their own online. They were because they had the money at the time, so they just said, "Let's clear this certificate program and then wait later on." So they later when the university revised the activities now, saying that students should sit for the test on their campus rather than doing it online platform through Microsoft because Microsoft provides certificates.
Okay.
If you get Microsoft certificates compared to a diplomats,
Okay.
so some of the students came and they were preventing them from graduating, saying that they should reset the test. So the company came to our office at the time, or company at the time was company for Destiny P was the president. So for Destiny P said, we need to engage this university. I said no. Let the student comes with their evidence. And the student brought this the 10 students brought in their evidence and we look at the evidence, we reach out to the school, the university president at the time, one Mr. Hendricks.
Which university is that?
It was it was UMU at the time.
Okay.
And then we had similar issues with Blue Press as well.
Okay.
So we engaged them and then the president at the time told it that it's so young guys I can pre-order to make them to leave the process. We said no, you should. Those students that did their certificate online will graduate along with those students that are graduating this semester.
Okay.
And then we went to a back and forth. He said no. We took the media and we let students with placards. We went to MOE and then we came back on their campus. We called media at that time. Pan FM carried the stories and the university had to call us back to the round table. We told them that the student will not pay another money to do that particular test. They will graduate with that certificate. And I had like 10 students were able to graduate with that certificate.
So,
So,
Cyrus,
so you held a successful, protest,
And
your aim was actually
we
met.
also
Yes,
had
the
another
next student
protest
radically.
where we
Yes,
call in the government to integrate the stand-alone IT department at the University of Liberia. That was a protest that we led. It was not all of the violent way, but we had our placard with our wordings, and then the message was able to cross.
Okay.
So-
So, a 10 is actually not in our favor.
yeah, so let me just go to the comment.
Yeah. go
Then
to
maybe
the
probably he
comment
will
section.
just reply to all the commenters and maybe
The one color.
The one color, yeah.
Yes.
Not today, not politics. So our politician again call.
Don't want to discuss Nima stuff.
Yeah. So many things I'm following. And Kona Kung, they say I'm following you from Nima Ganta, okay? And Roberta Rich is watching from Louisville. Okay, thanks, Roberta. Thanks for joining us. This person is Saros W. David. So this is not the first time in Nima. Okay, they're doing Nima. The time we're discussing Nima. This is not the first time in Nima. You will go for training. At the end, your name will not come out. Okay. A Waliton Wa Willie is I'm watching from Grand Gila County as well too. Okay, thanks for joining us. And Mobodu Kone, it's a good work, my brothers. Okay, thank you as well. Dolly Aminata, it's a great initiative. And this one is Ansu Steven. It's a good evening. I'm following from a rehab community. I love the topic on the discussion. Okay, thank you, Ansu Steven. And also Steve again said, my question is, the youth in Liberia are united. What is the impact youth are doing in this country when the citizens are crying every day? Okay, so I don't know what he want the youth do for the citizen. Yeah, but this person, okay, that him again, they say, Ansu Steven says, Seku is another P agent of the government. because I'm not understanding his point. Let it be fair to us. Okay. Then answer again. He had a lot of
And
issues.
you can
Yeah.
really dominate
Is
it.
it
I think you are written I think as once.
is it while Liberian are giving God high time, all the government official can lie. We don't have youth organization in Liberia.
But the young men are government
Yeah,
official and
I
we're
think he
not
take
crying
it.
on
He
LTA
take
and
it
stuff.
segment to
So
be government
probably
official.
Anzu said the topic there is fun topic on discussion, but probably he just decided that right and he's not following the conversations because our institution is not receiving subsidy from government. So how will we be pay government agents?
Maybe you've been paid on the ground, that's why.
No, probably if I being paid on the ground, I
Maybe
won't be largest.
maybe
If
you're
I
providing some
eh,
consultancy to other people around here.
if we being paid on the ground, we won't be crying or being critical towards government at certain time. And there is lot of bombshell in our cover. We are observing the tech environment and we are observing it the few days, the few months. We are looking at the first half of the year, which will be June. And beginning from the second half of the year, we will start to unleash every unleashable and every engageable articles that will be made.
Are you a non-for-profit organization?
We are non-for-profit institutions,
Okay.
fully registered, legitimate under the Liberian government,
Okay.
and we are recognized by the ITU, are recognized by every tech institutions in Liberia. So whether it's UN, whether it's women, women, whether it's
So you get at
so
least 2 minutes to go because we
Yeah.
have to leave at 11. So you can do your parting comment.
okay.
In
So
20 minutes.
basically, I just want to appreciate the brothers for the invite,
Okay.
and at the Liberia IT Student Union, we are open to provide any.
Leave that people.
No,
You
someone
get
saying,
distracted when you look at the
Daddy,
yeah.
clock.
I mean
So
not.
say you still have your institution on computers. I don't really understand what she's trying to say, but basically, so we are into tech capacity building. Like I said, we have been around since 2015, and we will continue to be around, providing capacity building, awareness training, and partnering with institutions so that we can. Our goal is to see Liberia being a digital state, coming from the traditional manual education being digital platform educating activities. So we will not leave any stone untouched in Liberia. We will go the urban and the rural places to train, and it is not our first time, and we will do it. And we want to appreciate all of our diaspora chapters, the Sapro, the Rwanda, the China, and other chapters around. So are on we are on a mission to make Liberia a digital nation, and we will achieve that within our generations. So we are telling students who are in the Peaceville Belt, it is an open invitations now to female specifically. It is an open invitations to female students who having passions for reading computer science or technology or STEM educations to reach out at the Stars University, where we will be having our Girls in ICT Day celebrations and training as well. The program starts by 10 and will end by 12 noon. So
Okay.
please make your way. We say Digital Liberia is a must and let's will never fall. Thank you.
Thank you ever so much for joining us this evening to actually talk to the young people, especially those in tech. It's a privilege. Let me cross over to my colleague because we don't have time, and time is actually the main greatest enemy. Whole 2 hours we were sitting here discussing the issue, and
Yeah.
I mean, they went away like that. So, Kona,
Yeah.
what's your takeaway?
Yeah, so Sarah, I think the discussion was good, and these are things that matters to this country now. Technology, Liberia, the place we are right now, the entire world is on technology, and definitely as a country, we have to move along with the rest of the world. So we appreciate Seacoot for coming to our invitation, and we hope that they can do this frequently so that more Liberians will get to know about the organization. We try to engage into the tech world that Liberia will move forward. We'd love to say many thanks to all of our viewers, those of you who listen. Many thanks to you. Tomorrow we're going to be here with the political part of the talking point.
Yes, tomorrow after we're gonna be updating the public on the
Yeah.
NEMA by election. By this time
Absolutely.
tomorrow, you're actually gonna be getting some days of the result for NEMA County.
Yeah.
So the invitation is yours to join us tomorrow, same time, same station, for another brand new edition of the program, The Talking Point. We have been the presenter, Sarah Sources Quayata, along Conan Rufus, and the invitation is actually yours. Join us tomorrow, same time, same station, for another firing edition of The Talking Point. Until then, do have yourself a wonderful and a blessed and good night.